And we're continuing, so I guess this is now part 6. Very interesting game. Really, really loving it. I love the fact that there technically is no end to this game, but there's a lot of endings.
No, it can't be.
Yes.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh,
Whoa!
thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Okay, so I went through the blue hole last time.
I think this will be just the thing.
Wonder if there's going down the orange one does something different.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Hold on. What are you doing?
Whoa!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you
Beta
write a
test
story
alpha
without me? You can't do it. You
5.
know that. Stanley.
Okay, if I fall down there, that's... Okay, How do I... Or am I meant to fall down there? Can't see the floor. Yep, meant to fall down. Okay, that answers that question. I was wondering if there was another thing that I was supposed to do. Okay. Okay, last time I tried finding my way out that way. No. Is there another way out? Maybe not. I wonder if this one's timed. Would make sense. Really interesting game. Okay, come in. I'm gonna leave now. Yeah, that's the catalyst. Okay.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I know what I'm gonna do. Oh. Alright. I wanna know. Okay.
Already this was uncomfortable, And Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Correct. Whoa. Hang on. There will be a reward for finding them all. What the hell? Trust the completionist instinct. Small floating objects appeared across the surface. Agenda, how can we... Okay. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, let's go. Okay. Yes. Do that every time. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay. What happens if I try to escape with the bucket?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Okay.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Stanley and the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Very good. Let's try this one. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the... Squish!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Okay.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a carnivorous void, but through the use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket, the history of this. Wow, okay. Now, this is where I said I didn't want to come before because I felt like I
Can you
was...
see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more
Wow.
noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Wow, they're really leaning into this. This is so good. Okay, it's the Da Vinci bucket. Wow, okay. Um, this bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death for just attempting it. Wow. Okay. And is the bucket is suspended? Okay. Is that okay? Is that hole is representing a giant bucket? Wow. Okay. What is this? Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control a bucket. Okay. We're gonna go right. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance goes in. Coping strategies equals holes. Uh, Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, and rela- bleh. The level of water in the bucket equals the level of stress. Vulnerability, size, strength bucket. The stress bucket, presented without commentary. Right, so basically, fill a bucket with all your stresses and use lubed up holes to relieve your stress. Not a problem. Whoa. Oh my. Wow. Okay. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long this cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of this bucket, by which time the bucket has already likely been around for, oh, excuse me, several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Okay.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Okay. But I want to know what's down here. Is it just a light? What's down there? The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitability, is for our own good. Oh. Oh, darling. Whoa! I thought I was gonna fall.
But there is something we can do. Something
Okay.
we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Squish me.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Wow. That was a little intense, but quite deep. Very funny, though. Very, very good. I think this is where we're going to call it. Excuse me. Too many yawns now. This is a very, very good, very intriguing game. There is definitely many more things to explore. I've definitely got to do a playthrough with the new content with the bucket. I've got to go find that again. I also want to go to the museum, which shows the making of the game and all those bits and pieces again. I won't be able to do that with the bucket though, so that's going to be interesting. There's quite a lot going on that I really want to try. So overall, I would really, really rate this game. I think everyone should give it a go. It's very different watching this than playing it. I'd heard quite a bit about this game. I had actually seen snippets of a playthrough from obviously Shorts and Jacksepticeye. I watched part of a playthrough from him, so I had a little bit of an idea of what was going on, but I actually fell asleep because when I was watching that, and never got to see the whole thing. So I'm glad I did, because it gave me an opportunity to really experience it for myself. But I can definitely say the confusion playing versus watching someone play is very different. Yeah. Making those decisions yourself, and yep. So anyway, look, thank you for making this game. It's a brilliant game. Love it. Hopefully there's more though. I would love to play a game this big. Oh no, let me rephrase. I would love to play a game this mentally complex and challenging on a larger scale. Something that just each run through wasn't like, could be just a couple of minutes. Something that each one was like half an hour plus. And doors randomly opened or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing myself in too many possibilities. Like one of those reviews. Oh, we need more choices. We need a skip button. I actually get that. I'm doing it to myself already. So, all right. I'm out of here.